of interest also in terms of people setting up shop there?
Yes, I'll tell you why. When we first announced that we're going to GIFT City, coming to Davos, the number of inquiries which came in, the number of people reaching out to us, entities, was tremendous. That itself indicates that people want to know what GIFT City is doing, whether they have an opportunity here. That's the interest that has happened, And yes, it's, if not on the point of takeoff, it's taken off already.
Yeah.
I would say that.
So let's understand from you in terms of where that interest is coming in from, the kinds of people who are interested, who are you talking to, and how soon you believe that the interest could in fact turn to location.
Primarily, the interest where it's coming from, it's fintechs, the fund managers, banks also. In fact, we have in line 2 banks with whom we are meeting up, insurance companies. Having said that, the latest interest which is coming is from the GCCs, people wanting to set up GCCs. Now, this GCCs is linked to the ecosystem of manufacturing in the state of Gujarat.
Okay.
Lots of people who have companies that have a presence in India or in terms of manufacturing are looking at setting up GCCs in GIFT City. This is something new.
Okay.
This interest has evolved over the last 6 to 8 months. That's something interesting.
Well, what's also interesting is that an announcement has come which coincides with your presence here in Davos, and that is DP World and Abu Dhabi Bank looking at setting up in GIFT City. Of course, the Prime Minister met with his counterpart today and there was a bilateral agreement. Take us through that.
That answers the question. Are you taking off? It's taken off,
Yeah.
Yes, because you see, understand, at this point we already have 37 banks which are there. Entities from across the globe, be it the Middle East or the Asia Pacific area, region, they are all interested. So this is a continuation of the same thing which is happening. And wherever India has bilateral agreements, if not that, or discussions wherever they're happening, all of them are showing interest.
Speaking of bilateral agreements, India has inked a whole host of bilateral agreements and many are a work in progress, including, of course, the India-EU FTA. But on the back of these bilateral agreements that have been done with various countries, what do you see as an opportunity there for GIFT City?
When there's a bilateral agreement between 2 countries, naturally the interest, becomes much more serious. Because you have something to support or something which can push it. So people look at it, there's an agreement, why don't we see what we can do within the ambit of the agreement? I think that helps a lot. Or else what happens is we need to, convince people that, tell them what India is about in terms of economic growth. And once the agreement is signed, it's done, they've understood where India is heading to. So it makes our job all the more easier.
Yes. I was just having a conversation with the global CEO Franklin Templeton, Jenny Johnson, and she said that they're also launching from GIFT City.
Yes.
So in terms of asset managers, fund managers, what's the kind of pipeline that you see of interest and people now wanting to set up shop there?
At this time, there are 194 entities, asset managers in GIFT City are registered. Another 6 to 8 are we already in talks. I would not, for obvious reasons, name them, but major entities.
So this is going to be a big catchment and a big focus area for you?
Yes, yes.
What else do you prioritize in 2026?
GCCs, GICs, and centers of excellence. Again, piggybacking on the manufacturing ecosystem which prevails in the country, we see that GCCs have got a good, I would say not only incentives, but in terms of the operational costs, something which we were not pushing it up to that aggressively. But once you analyze setting up a GCC in GIFT City, it's much more cheaper operationally. This is what companies are realizing when they start talking to us.
What about the aviation sector? Because GIFT City was being seen as an opportunity there as well, because we have had issues as far as leasing is concerned. What are you seeing on that?
There is traction there. More than 400 aircrafts have been leased through GIFT City entities.
So, and you see that as continuing picking up
yes,
traction?
It would, definitely yes.
So, the one thing that you would like to get done, put on your checklist for 2026?
GCCs.
GCCs. That is the number one focus, the number one priority for you.
Because if you actually see it, we are not the best in terms of operational costs. We have lots to offer which other centers in India don't offer. And people just have to know it. And once we tell them this is what we are, they show interest.
So any other changes likely in terms of policy, etc., to make the proposition even more attractive?
Social infrastructure. and the talent pool.
Changes have already been made there.
They have been made, and it's again taking off. Even the social infrastructure and the talent pool. We are very consciously increasing the talent pool in terms of the qualifications, the kind of people who are made available. We're doing it very aggressively.
How many people are now there as part of GIFT City?
Around 27,000 in the ecosystem.
In the ecosystem. And what do you believe that number could potentially look like over the next few years?
We're targeting 100,000 by 2030.
100,000 by
Yes.
2030.
Yeah.
So what's the one big thing that you hope to get done in Davos?
Tell people we are there.
Well, you're telling people you're there right here on CNBC-TV18.
Yeah.
We wish you the very best of luck with your ambition to get more GCCs to set up shop in GIFT City. Thank you very much for joining us and for your time here on CNBC-TV18.
Thank you, my pleasure. Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
That is the outlook for GIFT City. The focus areas, the priorities, GCC, clearly, as you've heard from the man himself, will be the #1 theme for the GIFT City in 2026 and beyond. From now, for all of us here on CNBC-TV18, we're going to take a break, but we'll be right back with you. The conversations will continue here in Davos.